All right, take two. What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Thanks for coming and checking out Bluefoot Homestead. Yes, the thumbnail is correct. Let me zip this up a little bit, become a little bit more presentable. And yes, I am wearing a hoodie. In my defense, it is in the 50s outside. Don't really need it, but something other than my work uniform. But yes, I have not voted. I voted last year, 2 years ago, at the midterms. That was my first time ever voting. And here's the reason why. Well, mostly when I was a kid, about 3/4 of my life, I'd turn on the TV, start flipping through channels, and I'd come across one of the very few political channels that were out there, and it's just two grown men bitching at each other. Talking heads. Annoying as all hell. Anytime people start talking about politics, they start bitching at each other. I don't like bitching that much. I don't like arguing. It's usually completely pointless and you get nowhere. So watching that kind of stuff, I'm going to get nowhere. But 2008 came around, Obama ran, and I thought, you know what, this is a little more interesting now. We were in Afghanistan, Iraq. We had a lot of stuff going on, and I thought a presidential candidate might make a change in this world. Of course, Obama came up. A lot of people voted for Obama, even on the right. And I was like, what's up with this dude? What is up with him? Why is he changing the world right now? So I started learning about it. And it has come to 2024 of me learning about politics before I think I can actually make an educated decision on who I'd like to have for my president. Now, who do we have running this year? Well, it's a complete shit show, clown show, and really a joke. We got the two parties, which we don't. Kamala, however you want, I don't know what she goes by, and Trump. That's pretty much it as far as the two party goes. But we also have two more parties. We got Kennedy Jr. and we have Chase Oliver. Yes. Kennedy Jr. is running as an independent. Chase Oliver is running as the libertarian. Now, we also have Green Party, and we have these other parties out there, but they don't hold the weight, at least of these top four. Kennedy's definitely going to get a few percent. Chase Oliver's probably going to get 1 or 2%. Ross Perot is the last decent libertarian candidate to run. And I think he got up to like 14% or something like that. Don't quote me on the statistics. Kind of irrelevant. And I'm tired right now, so as always. So, Kamala Harris, I don't think she's really good. Now, one good thing about her, I know, she's a lot smarter than people give her credit for. I really think that's the case. I think she's playing the part of a feed bag in my pocket. I think she's playing the public and the citizens a little bit as a game. A lot of people give her crap for, she's, Southern, then she's Indian, then she's black, and she's flip-flopping, she's a chameleon. I think she's just playing that to her advantage because the people that are going to be voting for her don't care. The only people that care aren't going to be voting for her. So she's just playing that game. On the bad side, I think she's really inexperienced. I don't think she's really cut out for the position, to be honest. Can she hold herself with world leaders? Yeah, she might be able to. I know a lot of people on the right are going to say there's no way in hell that she can hold herself up against Kim Jong-un or Putin. But you might be surprised. She's a little bit of a Karen. I think she can be a bitch. I think she can be a force to be reckoned with, especially with a good team. Trump, I think he's a shyster. I've never liked him. As soon as he was running, I just shook my head. I don't know. I don't think he is who he seems to be. On the good side, I'll start with the goods. He has a following. He has a cult. I ain't gonna lie. It's a cult. There's a lot of people that are very diehard Trumpsters. The MAGA movement is strong. Now that can be a good thing. I think it is good. I mean, he's running because he is not a politician. Now, cut the bullshit. He's the top politician. He is a very high up politician, and he's pretty good at the game. But I think I just had a beetle crawling on me. But to say he's not a politician, you're fooling yourself. He is a politician. But he's different. He is, yes, he's a businessman. I don't think he's a good businessman. I think he's a businessman that can strike a deal, make a huge profit, and I think nobody's going to want to do any business with him after that first deal. I don't think he treats people right on the business side of it. And let's face it, the country's business. I was going to get to good things. Yeah, I don't know. I think that he can handle himself well with world leaders. I think he gets taken advantage of a little bit as far as world leaders, but I do think he can handle himself. I think if you need somebody to, I'm trying to think of the word, pull the trigger to get something done, he's definitely the person to do it. That could be good. I think if we need to do a preemptive strike on somebody, Trump is the guy to do it. And that's got its benefits. That's also a downfall. He's a little bit of a hothead. I think Trump is somebody that has to be on top. He has to win. I think that's part of his campaign. Win, win, win. I think if he was to be humiliated in any way, he's going to become a hothead. I think if somebody takes that win away from him, it could be disastrous. Whether that's the election, whether that is something to do with Putin or Xi Jinping over in China. I think if somebody turns the tables on his deal, he'll lose his shit. Again, that could be kind of good, but I don't know. So we got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. First of all, I can't understand the dude. I know. My hearing's not the best. I have a lot of background noise inside my head. I got tinnitus. I got hearing loss. So I'll sit here and listen to that scratchy ass voice. If I am not 100% concentrated on what he's saying, I ain't gonna hear it. The most I know about him, he was a cokehead. He's not too confident. I do know he is against the FDA and making food healthy again. Getting the crap out of our food. I think that is a huge thing. I love Boar's Head meat. Boar's Head just went through a recall on every single product they have because they got some bad stuff mixed with it. Now, you go into the health department and stuff like that, it's very typical things of having mold by a sink. Totally typical. Every single restaurant you eat at has got that. Every food establishment has got that. If people are washing their hands and doing what they're saying that they're going to do, you're going to get a little mold in the cracks and stuff like that. I've dealt with the health department before. They are picky as all hell. There's some things that you can't even avoid that a restaurant will get a write-up over. You have to go way above and beyond reality to make them happy. It's extremely seldom to get 100% on that test. Anyway, I do like that he is for fixing our food. Our food is crap. Our food is poison. It's horrible. I like that about him. Another thing I like about him is he is a outsider. He's a Democrat. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna call him an outsider. He's a Democrat. But he's gonna be pulling away from Harris's votes a little bit in a couple states. Is it going to make a difference? Probably not, but it's good to make a difference on that. I am more right-leaning, obviously. Then we have Chase Oliver. Nobody even knows who this guy is. There's a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of prepping channels, homesteading channels that say, yes, I'm a libertarian. Well, what have you done to stand up for the Libertarian Party? Who has mentioned Chase Oliver? Do you even know who he is? What he's about? I definitely lean towards the Libertarian Party. Thanks to my girlfriend, she introduced me to the party. I think there's some kind of radical things that they do, but the big thing that got it is I said I'm more Republican because I'm more about small government. I'm not about big government. I don't like the government. They're not here to help you. I'd rather have small government. And she's like, well, that sounds libertarian. And I'm like, no, I think I'm in the Republican realm, but yeah. Anyway, started looking into it. Yeah, I'm pretty pretty libertarian. There's some definite downfalls to it. The good thing about Chase Oliver is, well, he's a libertarian. He's fighting for the spot. Last election was Jo Jorgensen. Didn't like much about her. She didn't do a whole lot for me. Chase, a little bit. Libertarian Party, basically take the government down to a minimum. If you know Ramaswamy, he's a libertarian. He ran on libertarian values. He ran as a libertarian in the Republican Party. So if you listen to a lot of things that he says, he's a libertarian. Get rid of the ATF, the FDA, the IRS. Chase is about, okay, that's some of the good stuff I like about him. Also, getting rid of Social Security. Now, that's a rocky thing to deal with. As he explains it, yeah, it is kind of a good thing. Everybody that is put into Social Security is going to get that Social Security, but you're going to get your money back. Do whatever you want with it. If you want to invest it and have it for retirement, like Social Security, you could probably do a better job at advancing that. You're not making any money on your Social Security. You make zero, zilch. You make dollar for dollar. It doesn't matter if inflation goes up, the dollar goes up, the economy goes up. It's like cash. You're never going to make money on cash. So his idea is just put it in the S&P. You're pretty much bound to make a lot of money over 20 years of retirement funds. So that's a little bit different slide on his libertarian thing. I kind of like him. I think he's very well spoken. The bads about him, he's very left. Now you have right libertarians kind of, and left libertarians. You have extreme left libertarians and you have slightly left libertarians. He's about complete open border, things like that, which right now in these times, I don't think that's the best idea. Over time, to develop what he wants to do, yeah, you could. He's running an Ellis Island immigration policy. Could work, could be okay. I think it's kind of the legalized drugs. People will quit doing drugs because they realize they're bad. If you just make it totally easy for everybody to come in, maybe so many people won't come in, but that's kind of not really happening, And it doesn't really matter, but he is full on gay. He is open about being gay. He is proud to be gay. Gay with guns. That's the way he looks at himself. Now, he's kind of being about gun rights, basically to take all the regulations away, get rid of the ATF, let you own what you want to own as under the Second Amendment, which I fully believe that's the way we should do it. But here's the thing that bugs me about it. He's gay with guns. He's all for the Second Amendment. He loves shooting. And he goes out and one of his little campaign commercials, he has got basically a .22 revolver and he's basically shooting it. Guy has probably never shot a gun, maybe a couple times. Kind of pathetic. You could do better than that. I mean, just say the words and lay it out. Don't make a fool of yourself. So, yeah, I'm not really... I have a feeling the LGBT plus would get kind of out of hand with a gay president. He isn't really that way right now, but I have a feeling he can be that way. So, yeah, all the presidential candidates basically suck. Chase Oliver, I'm not completely on board with. There's a chance I could vote for him. RFK, there's one thing I'm for. The rest of it, I just can't understand. I try to base everything on policy, but I just can't understand the dude. I mean, I can't listen to him for the next 4 years. I just put him in a closet and let somebody else speak for you, which they kind of do anyway. But he's probably out. Harris, I think she's borderline Marxist, borderline socialist, well, not socialist, but communist. I think she has a lot of bad plans that she is trying to entice the Democratic Party, especially the young Democrats, the college kids, just trying to suck them in with a lot of bad policy. I don't like it. I'm definitely not voting on that side of it, not voting for her, but yeah, I think she would bring in a little bit of Obama hope. That's about it. As far as Trump goes, I might vote for Trump. But here's another thing on the bad side. He's got nothing to lose. This is his last term. He could be coming in with a butcher knife, put everybody on a chopping block, get revenge on people. Because let's face it, he's been treated fairly poorly. Man, I'm like white. Okay, hopefully I can do something with the editing. The sun's coming up. So yeah, the exposure isn't correct right now. But yeah, I've never liked the guy. I don't like how he handles himself. He's like a guy that I could go to a strip bar with. That's not who I want running the country. I just don't know. I don't know. I would rather have him than probably a lot of people, but I've never voted, and I might not even vote this time either. Don't want to be a part of it, because it's going to be a complete shit show. Honestly, I probably will. And something I kind of learned today, just as a little bonus note, nobody's running the country right now. We do not have a president. There's a team that has been put in place for Joe Biden right now. He's not capable of running the presidency, running the country, running the world. So a team has been put in his place. I don't know much about it. This is something that I heard. It makes perfect sense. He's retired, sitting on the beach right now, trying to remember who his family is. He's lost it. He's out of his mind. He can't run the country. I think that's been proven all the way across the board. But there's been a team that stepped up. House Rep might be in there. Nobody's talking about it, but I was about to say Boris Johnson. I'm drawing a blank to his name, but the House of Representatives outside of Kamala. But there's a team running the country right now. That's a scary ass thing to think about. I'm ready for something to happen by election time, by January at least. Anyway, just kind of wanted to go over things. Just for things like Chase Oliver. Nobody's talking about it. A lot of people claim to be a libertarian, and nobody's standing up for the Libertarian Party. Why don't you talk about their policies and stuff like that? So kind of wanted to bring that up, that there's more than 2 people to vote for. Look into it. Look into what they stand for. Look into what they're doing. Make a good decision. Vote. I'm going to try. It's going to be tough, but all right. Wanted to touch on that. Wanted to kind of let you know where I stand on it. Hopefully, if you guys are one-lined, just going down one direction, look at everything. Look at the big picture. Get as much information about everybody that you can. So I'll leave it with that. Talk to you later. Peace.